Hello YouTube fans, here again. And I'm doing my 80s marathon. Why not this one? Reviewed it a few times. I think it goes for this being 1982. That being, I'll say it again, that being Poltergeist. That's right, Poltergeist. Classic. I'm not about the second one. I'm not about the shitty remake, which is the most fucking awful movie ever. I'm on about the classic original one. Now, as we already know, there was a debate about when this film came out. Was it a John Hooper film or was it a Steven Spielberg? Nevertheless, I said it before and I still say it again, it is still a good film. Still a good film. I know over the years there have been a lot of deaths, one being the older sister, that when the film was completed, she was sadly brutally murdered by a boyfriend. And as we all know, in the second poltergeist, there's one that played the Indian, who not long after died of cancer, and we all know the rest with every old look. But we're going to talk about more about the film and the depth of the film and everything that went through making the film. So, funny thing was, the film originally was going to be going to Drew Barrymore. That's right, the role that Everett was going to play, being Carol Ann, originally was going to be given to Drew Barrymore. But at the time, same there, Steven Spielberg was filming E.T. and he decided to have Drew Barrymore for that. And the bits what John Hooper did work on, they decided to go with Everett Look as Tararam, and the rest is history. So you got the date opening, you got the the American anthem, and then you just get the TV, go fussy, which nowadays always has me wondering, would you get away with a film like that? With fussiness or anything with thickening, epilepsy and all that. But, it's a different era. So you've got the little derby by again, everyone look, and she's talking to the TV, the family are looking around, and he puts her hands on the TV, very iconic picture. You'll remember it. And then you got that tape music. Da la 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 la. And I love it. I love it. And what else I like about this was the Fiki fan there. It was your typical American fan there, and that's what I love. That is what I love. That is why I fucking hate the third one, because you don't get the Fiki family in it. You know what else I hate? What else I hate? The fucking remake. It is to me a pile of an example of a shit mate at its shittiest. But the Fiki fan there, the original, I love. I even like them in the second one, but I like them in this as well. This to me is a classic. It's not just your typical horror film. It has art to it. Something what horror films nowadays is lacking, and which the remake proved that in more ways than one. So you got this one lad who's I'm assuming he's the older brother, and he's scared of this sound. He's also scared of a tea, which comes into place in the film until he's get the older sister, may she rest in peace, and so on. So, you know what I mean? Things start to move about, and at first, the mother doesn't know what the fuck's going on. And, you know what I mean? There's a bit in it where you think if the film jumps a certain scene, you'd be right, because originally there was a scene, I think, at the time, where they was down the market. It could be right, it could be wrong, if it was to do with pizza. And something to do with pizza, because they didn't have the rights, they had to cut and trim some of that down until the certain scene what was mentioned to do with pizza, if I remember right. I think it was having pizza up or something like that. So that's, if you always notice the scene where it cuts a bit, that's why. I told us to get the tea, gets the boy, tries to eat him, the father saves the day, the tea vanishes from fucking thin air, and that's when everyone look, again, that's Caroline, goes missing. There's bits in this film where I never did understand, and it's so sad and it makes me cry. That's stuff I should have put in the saddest moments, actually. Maybe I should have done that, because there's a scene in this that does make me cry, especially knowing everyone look is no longer with us. And that's the scene where they get these people looking into the spirit world, into ghosts, and the thing goes through, and the mother says that beautiful line, she went through my soul. Every time I hear that, honest to God, I cry. I fucking cry. Because it's so sad, it's emotional, and everything. And then you've got Tanzarina, may she also rest in peace. But that sort of really comes in near at the end in this one, but Stu, I think she makes a damn good appearance. Stu makes a good scene. So they kind of get the spirit, they've got the idea it wants them to go to the light, that being Talaran. And I always love the practical effects. I love them even today. I also love the twist ending. I mean, the father's working, he's selling houses. And then you find out the one who's the boss only got the houses, right? And he cut the houses, put the stones, moved away the stones because he wanted to make money. See how my dog's getting excited? Because he wanted to make money, he built the houses on the stone. And the first, that's how you know the film. So they save Tara then, they get her out in the nick of time, and you think it's going to be a happy ending. But if anyone knows Poltergeist, you know it has that amazing twist ending. Because the father's going to go to the boss so he can stick the fucking job because he knew what happened. He comes back, and let's get that iconic scene where the mouth's opening up, it's down to get Chalaran again, that town comes alive, it's attacking the bar, and I love the scene, I hate you, I hate you. But I also love the bit where the mother's going through the thing, and they always stretches out, and every time she's running, they always stretching out, and then just out of looks, he gets to save the day. There was a lot of rumours at the time that whether it was John Hooper, Steven Spielberg, they used real dead bodies, whether it was copied from the idea of Raiders, Raiders of the Lost Ark, I don't know, but there was a bit where the body's flying about, the mother's falling in the mud, she's trying to get out, and there's bodies going out everywhere. Whether that was just of bad luck, but I'm not into all that sort of superstition bullshit. It's like when the Exorcist come out and all these other films, whether it be The Omen, oh, it was bad luck, it was jinx, shouldn't have done this, shouldn't have done that. To me, I just go, it was a film. It was a film, right? But there was that scene. I always love the scene where the father snaps at the boss and he says, you moved away the house, but you took away the Davestones. Didn't you? Didn't you? Why? I always loved that scene. But like I said, the family get out, the house dissolves. You got the scene where he pushes the TV out. End of movie. End of movie. And I always liked Poltergeist. It had an art to it. And it always annoyed me that you never knew who'd done it. People said it was a Steven Spielberg movie. Some people say it was done by John Hooper. And even though John Hooper is no longer with us, I just wish from the bottom of my fucking heart, I wish Steven Spielberg would own up. If he'd done the film, fair enough. If John Hooper did it, fair enough. But just admit it. Just admit it, because you've never ever seen special features of this film. You can never find them on YouTube. I do know back in the day there was the original making. That's its own the cast and the actors talking and so behind the scenes. You know, that a set what moved there and moved there when they was filming the film Poltergeist. And, they had a tough time doing it. They went through a lot of slime, the actors. They went through a lot just to make the film. So they definitely went through a lot to make this film, you know what I mean? And then they had the Poltergeist source when all the sequels come out and so on. But nevertheless, I always think Poltergeist is a dud film. Still think it's a dud film. It's a hell of a lot better than the third one. And it's a hell of a lot better than the shitty remake, which in my eyes was just branding on the name. Branding on the name, and it fucking souls. In my eyes, it fucking souls. But the original one from 1982, whether it was done by John Hooper, whether it was done by Steven Spielberg, is a different story. And I'll say it again, it's a different story. But I still like Poltergeist. I still like it today. And probably watch it. It's probably better than the shit what they call ghosty films these days, where they allow you boo-hoo jump stairs. And you know what I mean? It's a good one. So that's for me 80s horror marathon from 1982. That's Poltergeist. Into them. Be smart. Be safe. And as Stardan says, they're here.